Welcome back, dear viewers. I'm your host, Midnight Designs, and tonight we have something special in store for you. If you love eerie tales and the dark side of the unknown, well, you've come to the right place. Subscribe and hit that notification bell, because this is your gateway to the world of creepypasta-based horror. Before we dive into tonight's entertainment, let's talk about what creepypasta is all about. Creepypasta refers to scary and unsettling internet stories, often shared anonymously. These tales range from urban legends, supernatural occurrences, to inexplainable mysteries that send shivers down your spine. This channel is dedicated to curating the most bone-chilling creepypasta narratives and bringing them to life in a video essay format. Now sit back, prepare yourself for tonight's entertainment as we dive into the YouTube channel known as Chainmail Chasers. Chainmail Chasers is a YouTube channel that was created back on May 23rd of 2014. However, their first public video was uploaded on May 24th of 2022. This video was titled Slenderman Creepypasta Image Origins. And as the title suggests, it's a video discussing the origins of the Slenderman images from the Something Awful forums. The video is created in a very nostalgic manner, very reminiscent of the Windows Movie Maker format. This is the video we are going to start off with, but it is the slowest and least eventful. All I can say is, wow. As someone who grew up during the creepypasta era, 2012, 2011, it is very nostalgic to see something made with so much attention to detail to making it look mediocre. It takes a lot of work to edit something purposely, like, mediocre. Windows Movie Maker style, especially since that program no longer exists, it's gotten a lot harder to do that. But yeah, very strong start off to the series. Very unassuming. Just going over the details of Slenderman and the image origins. Now, obviously, as we go further into the videos, they're going to be a little bit more complex, a little bit more interesting, I'd say even a little bit more scary. As you guys saw, this video covered Jeff the Killer, another iconic creepypasta character from the 2012s, 2013, around that era. Now this one is also fairly normal. Again, the main thing that stands out is the editing, the movie maker like effects, and crunchy audio. Very early 2010s nostalgia. The next video does go a little bit more into the fictional side of this ARG slash unfiction story. So, without further ado, let's dive into Smile Dog.
Okay, so I put that, like this is just an update. I put that one website into the Wayback Machine, and I got this. This thing is fucking old, and click anomalies, boosh. You got all this shit, and then you click chain letters, and then you go up here, and then you have all these different chain letters you can look into, and you click on smile, and then smile takes you here. And this is interesting because it has smile, God loves you. Smile is an old chain letter that features an image of a dog grinning, hee hee, that threatens the receiver with nightmares and death if they do not spread the email. And then you got like this old ass fucking email from James Hitch or Hidworth, I can't tell because it's so compressed. But anyway, the email is kind of a bad example because it is actually a friendly email telling you to look at the fucking image. So kind of a shit example for the nightmares and death part, but there are many variants of the letter itself, with the earliest being from the early 90s on Usenet. And Usenet is like fucking old. I'm not sure if like, I don't know, I haven't read the pasta in a long time, like the Smile.dog one. I don't know. Like that might be time it said that the image was floating around. I can't remember, but and yeah, it's obscure but persistent. And he has like a dumb little joke here. And then he says the image looks like shit, which I mean this weird ass image does. Like I don't like I guess this is supposed to be like JPEG loss, but you cannot make an image that bad that way. That's fucking nasty. And then it mentions the Polaroid. And that means this just is like the direct precursor to the Polaroid image. And then we have this, which is like some fake image from some 4chan guy. You could kind of tell because like it's just not, the angle doesn't really line up. But it's fucking like, I did not expect that there would be older traces of this creepypasta. Like I figured that if there's something like this, then someone else would have found it by now. And I am just kind of befuddled. Like I was going to do the rake next. Like I wanted to do the rake next, even though like the rake is like a few like well-known images. It's not like known for them or anything, but I know one of them had like the fallen angel in Catalonia. The other had like a shitty trail cam edit. Anyway, but now I don't know. I might have to keep looking at this because it's, yeah, like I guess if you guys can find anything, like the 8 of you, um, I guess tell me. Yeah, no, like, fuck.
It seems our mysterious uploader has found something new in regards to Smile Dog. A new lead on the image origins, as well as a site called paranormalprickheads.com. Now, what I really like about this series is the use of Wayback Machine and old-looking internet forums and archives. It's something that's been done before, but not quite to this effect. And I do have to say it's done really well in the series, and as time goes on, it'll be even more interesting. Following this video, the uploader for Chainmail Chasers actually uploaded an update video pretty quickly after this one. So yeah, let's take a look, see what kind of updates took place. It seems like our uploader has started getting some new leads. Obviously a lot scam, while others more promising. So let's see what she found.
We're back on the screen recording again. As you saw with those emails, there was one legitimate person which was just interested in the video and wanted to help, I guess. And then there were like a billion fucking spam emails from the same guy, I assume anyway. And even though those spam emails sucked shit, they did have the full image file for this. I think in the original pasta, I did go back and skim through it after last episode. It did mention that there was a something awful thread, or maybe just like the site in general, where it says a hacker did it, but I think it's just like a shitty spammer seeing this thread, but they just spammed the smile dog picture everywhere. And I guess the thread's real, it's on Wayback Machine, I don't fucking know, but it's interesting. So you have this guy with the image, and then you go swoop onto an ad, and then he just fucking repeats this a billion times. What the fuck? That's another one.
Well, it looks like that email was promising indeed. Even though it seemed to be just a spammer, they were able to give her a lead on a new thread. Specifically, a something awful thread where a user was seemingly permanently banned for spamming the same image over and over again. Now this image is fairly interesting, as it is the one that was seen on the monitor on the Paranormal Prickhead site. But at the bottom, there's an even more interesting variant. One that seems a little bit more sinister.
If you leave this call thinking that I am fucking with you, you have every right on earth to never talk to me again, okay?
I mean, I did before too, but
Okay, fuck, just go on to screen share your browser. That's alright.
I mean, okay.
Mhm.
Bloop.
Take your time. Uh, go to your Smile Dog video. Oh yeah, the Origins one. Like the update. Yeah, that's the one.
Oh, I just
Uh,
assumed you meant.
yeah. Go to the end, like towards or closer to the end of the video. So you saw that, right?
No, I didn't
Go, okay, go
actually.
back.
Um,
Sorry. Oh, pause, pause. Okay, one more time. Okay, wait 1 second, then pause it again. Pause. Yeah, you see that in the corner? Do you see it?
yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of fucking weird. Um,
Mm.
looks kind of like mold or whatever, but yeah, that must. What I think happened here is you can see that it's in line with the image or whatever, and above it you have like all the other small ones, and this kind of looks like
You think
I
so, eh?
want to I want to say it kind of looks like curtains or something. I can't remember if
Mm.
that one above one had curtains, but
Speaking of curtains, is that. Ah, never mind it. Just is that a window right there? A mirror?
where
Nothing in the photo? In the photo.
in the like the dog.
Yeah, the dog.
I mean, it looks more like a patio door or something. I mean, you got the floor and the vent right there.
Really?
Yep.
Alright. Um.
Wait,
Oh, uh, actually.
wait. No, this is similar to the above image.
Hmm?
So, yeah, no, the above image didn't have curtains. So,
Oh,
yeah, I don't know what that is then.
actually, okay, wait. Can you actually turn off the screen share real fast? I. Okay, so can you know the Smile Dog image? Like you downloaded it?
Yeah, yeah.
Can you open it up a few times?
So, I was told that I should open the image multiple times. I don't understand why. What the fuck? I'm not talking to a JPEG. Okay. What the fuck? Oh my god. to how the fuck I know what I was thinking. What? Oh hell no! Fuck that! Fuck that!
Well, it seems like someone who was claiming to try to help her has instead given her what could only be described as a curse. Now, something you may notice right off the bat is the effects used near the end of this clip. Specifically when they were changing the extensions and the image constantly changing without really any cuts or anything like that. Now, I'm not quite sure how they did that. It is very convincing, very technically impressive, especially since up until this point the editing has been very basic. And that's what intrigues me about this series so much, is just the amount of effort and dedication that this team has put behind this. And it really shows with this smile.jpg sequence of events. The changing to a text document, and then essentially calling the uploader a dumbass and to change it to a GIF, and then once they do that, it takes over their computer. Now, this is going to be the last Smile Dog video for a while. The channel would go on to upload some more traditional background videos. So without further ado, let's get into those.
Hey Chainmail Chasers, Davey here, and welcome back to the channel. And yeah, I'm a new guy, so don't be alarmed. My friend's been having some computer issues lately, so I'm helping out. With introductions out of the way, let's do one last thing before we get into the video. Only 29% of our viewers are subscribed. It's crazy. So, if you want to give me a welcome to the neighborhood gift, I'd appreciate it if you hit that subscribe button and ring the bell. Anyway.
So, there's a new narrator. It seems like our previous poster has been having some computer issues after the events of the previous video. Well, this video is much of the normal pre-Smile Dog events, going over the history of images, going over kind of just the general background of everything, just very basic image origin stuff that we've known to love. Let's see what the next video has in store for us then.
So, I just brighten the contrast.
Sorry.
Yeah, you see? That is a dog, okay?
Where? What the fuck are you talking about?
Okay, just ignore the rake. You got an eye here, you got, like, colored fur.
I don't see shit.
There's something there, but I don't...
Here, outline it for me. I'm just...
I don't know what to tell you.
We're not done yet. We're not done yet. There's still more. There's 3 of these fucking things. It's fine. Just...
Okay, what the...
Yeah!
What
you
is that?
see. Like,
I see that. Is that a face?
yup. You can see the cheek, you can see the nose. I think that's the chin, you can see the fucking neck muscles.
So, it seems like the channel owner is having some strange glitches with the video file. Now, I did cut quite a bit out of this. It was a 14-minute video of them basically arguing over coincidences and glitches, as you heard. But the most interesting thing to take note of is this image. Now this image, and you guys may see where this is going if you know Creepypasta lore, but it's very reminiscent of another image that had a mysterious background for years. And in fact, their next video takes a look at that image. So let's look into that.
Hey Chainmail Chasers, Davey here. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be talking about Mario. All caps Mario, as in the ROM hack pasta. The pasta is pretty normal, all things considered. A guy finds a strange ROM hack for Super Mario World Online. It was just called Mario, by a user of the same name except with spaces between every letter. Curiosity, of course, gets the better of him, and he decides to play the hack. A high-ranking member of the forum that the hack was posted to tried turning a text file that came with the ROM into an image. This originally failed due to image corruption, but they searched the resolution on Google and found this iconic image, which matched the uncorrupted top portion of the Mario image, and still freaks me the hell out.
Well, if you look at that, yes, it seems like the face found in the previous video, in the corrupted footage, and this iconic image from the Mario Creepypasta are in fact one and the same, or at least iterations of each other. Now, future videos on this channel go further into this, so how about we move the timeline along a little bit more and see what the video titled Update has in store for us.
Alright, so for the viewers at home, I put this thing into a virtual machine and locked down file transfer between the host and the thing, the virtual machine. And my goal here is to try and ask the thing some questions. I mean, I figured I have to have some sort of leverage over it because it's a fucking demon. Jesus Christ. I'll do it. Like, you're ruining my fucking life. Okay, well, I'll just cut straight to the point so we can both get this over with. Is there any way I can get you out of my head? Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. Stop. Stop.
Helpful. Kind of little thing. I kind of want to provoke it.
You are not twisting the only person who knows something about you as a bad thing. And why would I trust you over an actual normal person? You're a fucking dog picture. You just turn on my fucking TV? What is that?
Stop! 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 Stop!
Please stop.
I don't know what that thing is.
So that is a lot to take in. Now, if you're like me and didn't understand a single thing that the Smile.jpg entity was talking about, that's alright. In the actual YouTube video, there are subtitles so you can understand what is being said. I chose not to include them in this video, so there's a reason for you to go watch the original series. Do give all of your support to this original creator, from the video editing and the VFX to the general acting. It's pretty phenomenal for what it's trying to do. And this is a lot. So clearly this demon entity thing, well, it's just toying with the channel owner. It seems to take great joy in messing around with this person. And honestly, it's pretty creepy looking. I mean, Smile.dog or Smile.jpg has been overused in the realm of creepypastas. Primarily image boards. It's just a very overused image, but the new variants that this series has spawned, as well as the unique way it's being handled, is phenomenal. And it's definitely one of my favorite. It's not a creepypasta, but it's creepypasta adjacent storylines. Obviously it's using characters from well-known creepypastas and internet horror stories and using them in a new way. And I absolutely love that. It is just so creative in its execution, and I can't wait to see what else this team comes up with. There are 2 other videos to cover, so we'll cover those in just a moment. But this is kind of the last main story one, if I remember correctly. So, without further ado, let's move on to the next video.
Hello, welcome back to Chainmail Chasers. In the last video we did on Jeff, we ended on the note of obscure Japanese origins dating back to 2005. There was also a mention of 4chan users claiming they saw it even earlier. They didn't lie. If you've seen our most recent video, this image was shown towards the end. You can probably see that these two are nothing alike other than both being forward-facing grinning monsters. So this led to that, but how? What is the connection? Well, we start by reverse image searching the face, leading us back to an old friend, Paranormal Parquets. It's to be of slightly higher quality and content than the previous Smile Dog page, about a rumor of something called a solar plexus clown glider. It is documented elsewhere on the internet. Now, the Perkheads page claims that the initial image was actually taken from a variant of the Smile chain letters, and was edited or switched out over time on a website meant to spread a rumor about the image's cognitohazardous effects. There were multiple images used, as seen on the page, though some of these images failed to load. This included the last image update on the website.
Interesting. It seems like the entity or whatever is behind this curse is making itself even more well known in these videos now. Instead of hidden images or corruption, it's causing full-on video glitches and noise alterations. Wonder what will happen if we keep watching.
This image is claimed to be stolen and used in a series of images called Pretty Face, which is thankfully cross-linked and archived. And here is the missing link. Now, Pretty Face actually corresponds to Pretty Face, one of the early file names of Jeff the Killer as posted on the old Japanese web. So that got us thinking. The image didn't load, but the file name could still be grabbed. I'm assuming it was ripped straight from an image board. We did a Google search for the file name, coming across an old 4chan archive, and lo and behold, contains the corrupted image. None of the other website results that are still online seem to have the image still working, so until someone from one of these old paranormal community sites reaches out, the corrupted image is likely as good as we'll get. Clearly some more modifications of the image were made between this and Jeff. The eyes are different and were likely re-added from a higher quality source later on. The mouth, especially the upper lip, also seems to differ heavily. The source of the original face still hasn't been found, but this is still a major find. Doubly so, actually, considering the origins of a previously completely unrelated legend also being found. But that's all for today. Thank you for watching. And one more thing. The next episode will cover a working timeline of the smile.jpg image over the years, as best as we can approximate from the given information, accompanied by some theories about what exactly is going on. We'll see you then.
And there it is. Everything is seemingly coming together. At least in this universe, the Jeff the Killer image is linked directly to the old Smile Chainmail story, albeit with multiple iterations between the two, and that's what the next video on this channel is going to cover. So let's look into their working timeline of how we went from a Smile Dog to Jeff the Killer.
Welcome back to Chainmail Chasers. Davey here. Today we're covering a working timeline of the smile.jpg images and every other image they've led to. This is a climax to everything we've uncovered in the past year, a compilation of discoveries and thoughts, and hopefully a way to pave the road forward. We start with our earliest discoveries back in the first two Smile Dog Origins videos. It is unknown which, if any of these images came first, or if they're all simply variants of the same image. The image entity can take the form of all three very readily, and they all share the same background. To jog your memory, the first is the one found on the Something Awful thread, the second is the one sent through the spam emails, and the last was part of a purposeful scare of the channel researcher. These can be reasoned to be the earliest images we have so far very simply. The Paranormal Prickheads page for the Smile chain letters says they've been going around since the early 90s, and the image on the CRT at the bottom is clearly one of these two images. This is said to be one of the earlier images associated with the chain letters, so we can link them to originating in around the mid-90s. Almost every other image we have can be connected to them in some way. Following this is an image we uncovered the origins of in our most recent video. This was originally from the Smile chain letters as well, but was stolen and used on a website called solarplexusclownglider.com that was said to have gone defunct before the 2000s. This makes it plausibly from within the time period of the mid to late 90s. There's another reason it's placed after the other images, but we'll get to that in a few minutes. Now these next two images are unable to be placed solidly in the timeline, as they're not tied to any specific internet presence. Rather, they have appeared in instances where the image entity has assumed control of media. Due to this, they are assumed to be early variants coming off of the first three images, as the entity has only demonstrated the capability to add in permutations of itself as long as they are not too far removed from itself. As a result, if they are present on the internet, they're likely to have originated in the mid to late 90s. Moving on is the updated solar plexus clown glider image. This one we actually have a pretty good date for, as the Prickheads
No, I know. There's no reason to trust what it says, really, but... Yeah, like... But you've experienced this before, right? So you should know a thing or two about what I'm dealing with. And sorry, go ahead.
Oh god, we have an Mario. I just ran in. I doubt they even
Okay, but that doesn't really matter. Like, I'm saying that I think you should probably have an idea of what this is.
Interesting. Looks like the channel owner isn't aware that they're being recorded like this. Furthermore, it's kind of strange that it's cut in kind of mid-sentence with the other video. It's definitely the work of the entity and not Davey or the unknown channel uploader. Let's keep watching.
Page claimed it was popular going into the millennium, meaning it's from just before 2000, but distinctly following the original image taken from the Smile letter. However, we're not done here. With the introduction of this image into the timeline, it allows us to explain our key theory of how this works, and why a timeline with so many images can happen at all. As these images are spread, whatever force that animates them causes natural image loss in different contexts to sort of mutate them, evolving into different images and manifesting different entities. That's why the known image entity can only assume forms that are relatively close to itself. Why early pictures are more similar to an actual dog, while later on they become more abstract and monstrous. In Questions, the image entity describes spreading itself in an analogy of self-reproduction outright.
And now we know what the channel owner looks like. As well as we can see that the entity isn't strictly harassing her from devices, but rather in real life, as seen by the hand grabbing her at the end. Clearly she's in some danger, though we don't know how much quite yet.
Now, if we bring in the last solar plexus image on the site, you can see the same principles carry through. The middle one lightened, now the last one is white and pale. The rings around the eyes have encompassed the entirety of them in the final image. The awkward contorted structure of the snout settles into an upper jaw. Teeth reform. The strange geometric edge on the left becomes even stranger on the final image. Then we move on to the ghoul, whose origins are more clearly defined. It has to be from at least 2005 or earlier, since it's described as being from years ago at the time of the video publication. It's a simple case of metamorphosis, most easily seen through the shape of the brow line. The ghoulish features are indicative of still possessing canine qualities. Now we reach the solar plexus email worm image and the corrupted early Jeff, which both clearly diverge from the final website image as told by Paranormal Prickheads. At this point, you can tell how the images changed into the next on your own. Next on the chopping block is the smile.jpg image that directly preceded the Creepypasta's posting to the paranormal board on 4chan. Due to the vast difference in graphic style, it's either a fake or a very late metamorphosis. Granting that it's from around 2005 to 7 due to when it was archived, there could be any number of intermediary images. Regardless, no mental effect is present on this one at all. We're starting to get into the modern era now, where most of the images have been completely sterilized. Here are the two Jeff images, which began to be edited by normal Japanese web users in 2005. The base image for the edits between the corrupted version and the final version is still undiscovered. At an unknown point in time after the solar plexus email worm image, the modern variant on the wiki appeared. There are no iterations of this image prior to this year, but that doesn't feel right. In 2008, the early Mario victim face appeared, as well as the YouTube thumbnail smile.jpg. Starting with Mario, you can tell that it's a far cry from the last image it's connected to. The difference between images here is in years though. Ice Cream Monkey fan said as much. The emails changed a lot over time. With the YouTube thumbnail smile.jpg, this one is just glaringly a fake edit. It's notable though that it did actually come before the Polaroid after further research. And to top it off with the most recent images, both being from late 2008, we have the final Mario image and the smile.jpg Polaroid. The Polaroid was created only roughly a month or so after the YouTube version appeared alongside the Creepypasta, likely due to the first one's faults, or trying to appeal to the mystique of the real image. The Mario face was found tied to the Find Me ARG around the same time. And that's everything we have right now.
And there we have it. The last main video on the Chainmail Chasers channel. Now there is a unlisted video called Teaser, as well as the secondary channel Ice Cream Monkey Fan re-uploads. But I've left those out of this video, just so you have something to explore on your own. Now, this seems to be ramping back up again. This is what we covered today is what's considered Season 1. So, as more information comes out, I will post onto my community tab, possibly work on a part 2 collecting everything from the community post and secondary channel. But until next time, this has been your host, Midnight Designs. Have a wonderful night,